All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation out there on the Bleacher Report app. Your boy CP the Franchise is live and direct in enemy territory, man. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio right now, getting ready for game 2 of the Eastern Conference first round matchup between the number 5 New York Knicks, our New York Knicks, and the number 4 Cleveland Cavaliers. Game 1, as you guys know by now, taken by the New York Knicks, 101-97. And the storylines from game 1, obviously Julius Randle's return, 19 points for Julius Randle, leading the Knicks, especially in the first half of that game when Jalen Brunson got into foul trouble. But then in the second half, Brunson gets it popping, 12 points in the third quarter, 9 points in the fourth, 4 of the last 5 Knick field goals in that game, cooking Chetty Osman in crunch time. Isaac Okoro nowhere to be found. Jalen Brunson, captain clutch, returned in the nick of time to get to the Knicks the victory, man. How about 17 offensive rebounds for the Knicks, leading to 23 second chance points. The Knicks were playing their A game in certain respects. Knicks also forced a ton of turnovers, man. They forced 14 Cavalier turnovers, which led to 26 Knicks points. So Knicks were able to capitalize in a lot of areas, despite the fact that they didn't really have a clean game. You know, Quentin Grimes didn't have a great game. RJ Barrett did not have a great game offensively. Emmanuel quickly went 0 for 5 from the field. So the Knicks did have their opportunities, but they left a lot out there, but they were able to get the job done in crunch time. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Let's get everybody in the room. Let's get the family in the room and have another Knicks fan Q&A, man. Hey, I'm back for the playoffs. These guys at Bleacher Report, they keep bringing me back. They say, Franchise, we need you here to talk to the people. So I said, let's go, man. I'm in enemy territory. We ready to go. I see some KFTV regulars in the building. John Talento, let's go. BX Goat, how we feeling? KW Wright says, in KFTV we trust. You already know. Fax Muller, salute. Salute CP. Simon, how you feeling, man? Knicks tape 12, what's good? What's good? Salute, man. Let's talk about it. Simon said 40-40 lit. Absolutely, man. CM Montero, let's go. LaShawn Paul Ash, how you feeling? And the big storyline in game 1, the hero of game 1, was none other than Josh Hart. 17 points, 10 rebounds for Josh Hart, 5 on the offensive glass. And in crunch time himself, the Nova boys showed out in crunch time because Josh Hart, after a tough sprained ankle, comes back and knocks down a huge 3 in the fourth quarter when the Knicks were kind of reeling. Remember, they had back-to-back turnovers, RJ and Brunson. Hart comes down, shoots a desperation 3 with 2 seconds left on the shot clock, nails it, and then practically seals the game with a defensive rebound where he had to land on one leg because his ankle was so cooked. So the story now yesterday was that Josh Hart was going to be doubtful with the sprained ankle. Now, sources had told CP the Franchise, they said, look, according to Josh Hart, if the game was yesterday, he wouldn't have played. But he wants to test it out today and see how he's looking. And now the Knicks have upgraded him to questionable. That is great news. G Boot says KFTV all day. Let's go. Hart is a dog. He wants to play. So let's see, man. We will see by game time if Josh Hart can give it a go because he will help. They definitely need him because he just has those intangibles that you can't replace. His ability to have a knack for the ball, to know where the ball's coming off of the rim, to rebound, his hustle. Go back to the tape in game 1 and look at how Josh Hart was all over the court. The Knicks need that tonight. However, what if Josh Hart doesn't go tonight? What is your plan B? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Mano says, let's go Knicks. Salute to Mano. USA Boxing, Knicks tape, salute. Ribbon says, Knicks in 4. Okay, so they got the brooms out. Shout out to CJ289, says, let's get this win. Kivy says, CP got sources. Yeah, you already know, man. Absolutely. But what happens, family, if Josh Hart can't go? What happens? I think 2 things. Number 1, the deuce is loose. You get a couple of minutes from Deuce McBride. He was a plus 24 in the Knicks regular season matchup against the Cavaliers. One thing about Deuce, you don't know what you're going to get from him offensively, but defensively, you're going to get the effort. You're going to get the intensity. I think he will meet the magnitude of the moment, and I think he will respond. because you're going to need, as Tom Thibodeau said in his press conference, you're going to need to attack Donovan Mitchell and Garland in droves. It's not just going to be one guy stopping these guys. You're going to have to show them different looks. It might be shooting the fair one. You might go one-on-one. Maybe you trap them on the pick and roll. Maybe you blitz them on the pick and roll. You're going to have to show these guys different looks to throw them off their rhythm. So between Grimes, RJ, IQ, and then also McBride, those guys are going to be counted on to get stops and make it tough. Make it tough. You know, Deuce is a guy, he likes to pick guys up 94 feet. And we know that when Cleveland is going to up the intensity, Deuce can be the guy to say, you know what, settle down. We still here. So that's what I'm saying, man. In Deuce, we trust. Kivy says, give Deuce some first half minutes. Absolutely. Cartoon salute. Trip Dog says, my guy, CP. Salute, man. Jay Radis says, Hart is playing, guys, an absolute dog. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and breaking news, a Woj bomb. Breaking news, forget about plan B, because according to Woj, Josh Hart is expected to play. Let's go. Warrior, ladies and gentlemen. So plan B's out the window. Hart is here. Let's get it going, man. They say they're playing. Jay Rosenthal says he's playing. Absolutely. There we go. Jay Park, Woj just said Hart is playing. So there we go. Josh Hart is playing. And look, that's a great sign because it helps fortify this bench. It helps us stay strong on the offensive glass. We see what Josh Hart can do once he gets those rebounds. He's either going to push the ball ahead as a playmaker, or he's going to push it himself. And if he sees blood in front of him, if he sees somebody that can't take him, that can't handle his physicality, he's going to take it to the rack. And that's what Josh Hart can do, man. He's a one-man fast break. John Talento says, let's go. Absolutely, man. King from the 4, Woj bomb. Let's go, man. We need him tonight. We absolutely need him tonight because tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Gamble, salute. Yeah, Gamble, let's get that out to the team and have Tyler put that up on KFTV social media at KnicksFanTV on all social media platforms. Gonna need Josh Hart tonight because what I'm about to get into right now is my 4 keys to winning Game 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Game 2 of an NBA 7-game series in the playoffs is the hardest for the winning team to win. Here's why. Number 1, adjustments are going to be made. JB Bickerstaff, they have the tape from Game 1. They're going to make their adjustments and respond accordingly. Number 2, they're going to up their intensity. They don't want to come back to Madison Square Garden with a bunch of rabid fans on their neck down 0-2. They don't want that. They are going to be desperate. Listen to all the sound bites that you heard from these post-game press conferences in Game 1. Darius Garland, we're going to have to hit first and test the refs, see what they're going to do. Jared Allen, the Knicks play with more intensity. They were more physical than us. You had so many Cavaliers beat writers talking about, Julius Randle, he's bullying Evan Mobley out there. He's getting away with dirty tricks. So number 1, the Cavs are trying to politic to the referees for good calls. And number 2, they're going to up their intensity and their physical play. And so my number 1 key for the Knicks is to weather the storm. You're going to get the Cavs' best shot, especially early in this game in the first quarter. The Knicks have to continue to maintain, stay disciplined, match that intensity, and you can't let things get out of hand. They have to control the tempo, control the pace of this game, and do not let the Cavs become the aggressors. That's absolutely number 1. Imperative. Absolutely imperative. Okay? Number 2. One of the things if you listen to the post-game press conferences, JB Bickerstaff was adamant about the Cavaliers not being able to stop the Knicks' second chance opportunities. 17 offensive rebounds leading to 23 Knicks points. They're going to make a concerted effort to keep the Knicks off the offensive glass. The Cavaliers in the regular season were 4th in the league in terms of holding opponents in terms of second chance opportunities. So they were a good team in terms of keeping teams off of the offensive glass. We'll see what happens tonight if they're able to make the adjustments. HMBJ in the chat says, Mitchie ain't no snitchy. Salute. Mo get buckets. Mitchie ain't gun snitchy tonight. Well, when we talk about boards, Mitch has to get after. He has to continue to get after it. I thought Mitch had a good game in Game 1. I thought he did a good job against the bigs, Allen and Mobley. And also, Mitch I believe, had 5 offensive rebounds in this game. So great job by Mitch overall in just playing his A game. If we go back to the box score in game 1, he had 5. That's right. 5 offensive rebounds for Mitch there in game 1. So, like I said, if they can't get those opportunities, then the Knicks are going to have to look to shoot the ball much more efficiently. And when I say efficiently, I mean from downtown. In game 1, they only shot the ball 26% from downtown. If you're not going to get as many second chance opportunities, then when you do have your opportunities, you're going to have to strike while the iron is hot. Cavaliers are a good three-point shooting defense. Now, they do give up a above league average in terms of efficiency. So when you get your opportunities, you got to knock them down. But if you go back to game 1, you had IQ, RJ, and Grimes. Nobody shot the 3-ball well at all. I mean, RJ went 1 for 5, Grimes 1 for 4, IQ 0 for 2, Julius 3 for 10, Brunson 1 for 4. You need more threes. You're going to need more threes, and they're going to have to hit those at a respectable clip if the Cavaliers get more aggressive on the boards, if they stack the box a little bit and bring more defenders to help gang rebound, help team rebound, and keep the Knicks off of the glass. So it's going to be very important for the Knicks supporting cast, for everybody, to shoot the 3-ball a lot more efficiently. Braveheart25 says, I really believe RJ and Quick is going to show up tonight. Well, that's my number 3 point. Shout out to Bravehearts25. The role players on the Knicks are going to have to step up. Now, one of the things that did bode well for them is that, they only got 1/2 for Jalen Brunson, and he still finished with 27 points. If Jalen Brunson plays the whole game, he might have had the same 48 that he had in the end of the regular season matchup between these two teams. So you expect Brunson to bounce back, have a Brunson game. Randall says his ankle is feeling good. Just the conditioning was all. So maybe Julius gets back up to speed tonight and has some odds the game on Mobley. But you're still going to need more offensive output from RJ and especially from Quickly off of the bench, because you can't expect Josh Hart. 17 points was great in game 1. He's not a scorer. He's a utility guy, a jack of all trades. 17 points is a plus, but Josh Hart can impact the game in other ways outside of scoring. So they're going to need RJ, IQ, and even Grimes to step up and knock down some clutch shots, because you will get the Cavaliers' best effort, especially on the defensive end. Zambi says Barrett needs to step it up. Yes, absolutely. RJ needs to step it up. I did think he played well on defensively. 6 assists, 4 steals. I thought he did impact the game. He did have a clutch 3 near the end, but he's got to score a lot more, especially early and often. BX Goat says Cavs had the flukiest number 1 defense ever. Well, look, man, they're able to get it done. They're one of few teams to be top 10 in offensive rating and defensive rating. With Allen and Mobley, they do a good job of keeping you off of the paint. Their 3-point defense was one of the best in the league as well. And so, look, you're going to have to respect them. You're going to have to respect them. So 3 of my 4 keys so far: weather the storm, knock down your threes, especially if the rebounds aren't there, and then the role players are going to have to step up. And then lastly, the Knicks defense is going to have to stay steady and consistent. Yes, Donovan Mitchell had 38 points in game 1. You're not going to be able to stop the Spider. He's one of the toughest shot shooters in the league. Sometimes, even given your best, he still knows how to shred it. So you're going to have to live with that. You show him different looks. You put different defenders on him. Grimes had the most success against Mitchell in game 1. Donovan Mitchell shot 1 of 6 when Quentin Grimes was the primary defender on him. So you get a heavy doses of Grimes. You hope Grimes stays disciplined. And then you rotate guys. Maybe it's Hart. Maybe it's Quick. Maybe it's RJ. Whoever it is, you just show them different looks. But also, they need to keep the Cavs role players from getting into a groove. A lot of times in these home games, it's your number 6, your number 7, your number 8 guy off the bench who give the team a spark. They're the guys that build the momentum. They're the guys that seize the momentum. They get the crowd into it. Cleveland's got a lot of fake crowd noise. So you want to make sure that you keep the Chetty Osmonds, the Karis LeVerts, the Dean Wades in check, especially from downtown. The Knicks defense is going to have to stay consistent and play at the level that they played in game 1 to have a chance, because you don't want to let this thing get out of control. The defense has to be key because the Knicks can get enough offense, even if Cleveland's playing at their best. The Knicks can get enough offense between Julius and Jalen and maybe IQ off the bench to keep this thing close. Then once it gets into crunch time, we already know where it's going to go. You put it in number 11's hands and you let him cook from there because there's nobody on the Cavaliers team that can stop him, especially one-on-one. So defense has to be steady. All right, so those are my 4 keys. Weather the storm, shoot the 3-ball better, role players got to step up and maintain your poise defensively, and they should be able to get a W if they're able to accomplish some of those things. Now let's get some questions in the chat. Salute to Fax Mooley says this game might just get under Donovan Mitchell's skin. Rick Robb, Hart can average 15 this series if you continue to win the battle of the boards and force turnovers. Yeah, there's one thing. Nobody on the Cavs bench or on the Cavs period can match the intensity of a Josh Hart. So let's see how he's moving first and foremost on that ankle. Let's see how he's moving. Hopefully he doesn't sprain it again. This is a tenuous time in terms of when you sprain your ankle because you're likely, it's possible that you could sprain it again. So let's see how he's moving, and hopefully he's able to provide a positive contribution. Rent due game in KFTV. Salute. Ray 82. Tibbs stick with Quick if he struggles early, unlike he did in game 1. You got to stick with your guys, man. You got to go with your guys that brought you to the dance. Quick, we need Quick. The Knicks need Quick to be successful in this series. You got to stay with him. You have to stay with him. I think game 1, Quick was really just trying to feel things out, get a feel for some of the looks that the Cavs were giving him. Cavs were paying a lot of attention to Quick. I thought they showed him a lot of respect. So they're going to have to adjust, and you got to stick with Quickly, man. I think he will bounce back. Star J Barrett 9 says RJ's defense was great on Saturday. Not surprising to hear you say that, but also I agree. I thought RJ's defense on Garland was pretty good. Had 4 steals. I thought he was active out there. Mahomes' son, rotation got tighter than expected. You know what? You saw a lot of different mixes and matching between starters and rotation in game 1. I really liked it, man. You saw some lineups that you didn't see in the regular season, and I like how they played together. Caliber 95. What do you think of Isaac Okoro's statements? And what they're referring to is that Isaac Okoro, when he met with the media yesterday, was talking about Jalen Brunson's antics and how he needs to talk to the referees, plead his case, cop and please, to let them, to show them how Brunson is throwing himself around to draw contact. Well, look, the bottom line is you got to stop him. Brunson is what he is. He's good. He's crafty. He's good at drawing contact. You got to stop it. You have to stop it. But that's just a part of the mind games, the gamesmanship of the playoffs. Players do it. Coaches do it to curry favor. It's been going on since the beginning of the sport. So it's just natural, right? What Isaac Okoro has to do is prove that he's not a brick house on the other side so that he can actually stay in the game. Because that's how you had Chetty Osman trying to stop Jalen Brunson in crunch time. It didn't really work out in his favor either. So Isaac Okoro needs to worry about his jump shot and don't worry about complaining to the refs. John Talento says, Boss 32 says, can RJ have a bounce-back game tonight? RJ can have a bounce-back game any night. He's just very inconsistent. You just don't know what night that's going to be. All right, some nights he might give you 4 for 8 from downtown. And other nights he might give you 1 for 8. You just don't know. But as I said in game 1, if he continues to playmate the way that he does, make good decisions, rebound the ball, play defense, that's what this team needs right now. Because I can rely on Jalen and Julius, and yes, I think Quick to get me the boatload of offense. Hartenstein can provide something off the bench. Hart can provide something off the bench. RJ, it says you just don't know what side of the bed RJ wakes up on the offensive side of things. So it's hard to really predict. G Moneybag says RJ's going to have a big game. Let's go. Salute G Moneybag. Salute. Harlem World Marv. Tibbs can't keep sitting Grimes and RJ struggles. Well, we did see that once RJ turned the ball over late in the fourth quarter in game 1, Tibbs did go back to Grimes. A lot of people thought it was a little late to do so. Could have cost the Knicks the game if Hart didn't have his heroics. So Tibbs has to have a better feel, a better hand on that button to say, look, It's not your night tonight. Let me go to Grimes. Let me go to Quick and see if I can get a little bit more offense. And I hope Grimes can bounce back too, because Grimes didn't have much offense in game one. HMB AJ says 4 free throws though. Come on, Okoro, lock up like they said you would. Yeah, he's crying about Brunson's antics. Jalen Brunson went to the free throw line 4 times, barely even played in the first half. So what are we really talking about here? I can't understand it. Rendu Gaming, if Mitch doesn't get into foul trouble, does Tibbs still give Isaiah more minutes in the fourth? Absolutely. Absolutely. Hartenstein right now is showing that he can defend. He's getting after it on the boards. And remember, that pass to Josh Hart for 3 with 2 seconds left on the shot clock came from Isaiah Hartenstein. And when Hartenstein is out there, his ability to pass, it gives you 1 through 5 players able to play make and make competent plays. And he's not a world beater. He's not Jokic out there, but I think I'm not sure Mitch makes that pass to Hart late in that game. So I don't think Tibbs will have any issue closing with Josh Hart at the 5 spot if he needs it. It all depends on how the game goes. BX Scope, will the Cavs play a clean game? Will the rest fall for their antics? I'm always a game 2 conspiracy theorist, man. I always feel like the referees like to give the home team the benefit of the whistle when they're desperate to claw back into this game. We're going to see early. We're going to see. Do they go with 2 quick whistles on the Grimes? Do they let the Cavaliers get away with a little bit more? Right? What happens when the Cavaliers try to get under Julius's skin? That's why I say you got to weather the storm. This is a tricky game. This is a tricky game, man. You can't let it get out of hand early. You got to stay with them and match their intensity. Mo Gets Bucket says, if we go up 2-0 tonight, it will be a sweep. Okay, so Mo, he's going to Walmart right now. He's going shopping for brooms. Okay, let's take it one step at a time. Shrimp Tacos. Yo, let's go, Knicks. Salute to Shrimp Tacos, man. Salute to you. Salute. Boss 32, if RJ continues to struggle, will Tibbs make a lineup change and start Josh Hart? No, I don't think he does that. I think you keep your rhythm, you keep your consistency, you keep you guys out there. I don't think there's no time to get desperate when things are working for you right now. And it's not always about who starts, man. It's about who closes the game. And what you see with Josh Hart, what you've seen from him since he's gotten here, is that he's damn near closed every game. So that should tell you how important he is to this team, because Josh Hart is a closer. John Talento says we're going to see a lot of BS calls tonight. I hope not, man. That really aggravates me. I hope not. I hope not, man. 3 to the dome. Salute to 3 to the dome. He's got his brooms out. Salute to HNBAJ. He's got his brooms out. Okay. Harlem World, we got to attack Spider, get him in foul trouble. Yeah, I think so, man. Make Spider work. That was one of the things we didn't do a lot in game 1. We didn't make him work. We tried to get him on a mismatch on Brunson, but not enough. They've got to make Spider work on a defensive end to try to slow him down offensively. That's another way you can play defense. And one more thing, back to my defensive keys. The Knicks, again, have to limit their turnovers. They had 16 turnovers in the first game, and it only led to 10 Cavaliers points. But the Cavs are top 5 in the league in terms of steals, turnovers. So you have to limit that because it could turn into more Cavaliers points. You don't want to give them extra opportunities. So taking care of the ball, especially early when they try to put that pressure on them, is going to be key for the Knicks. Take care of the ball, because the Cavaliers, they like to get out in transition. They're very efficient in that regard, and especially off of steals. You got to watch that. NY Knickerbocker Sixers, expect Mobley and Allen to be aggressive. Got to keep the intensity. They will. But how long can they do that? Can Evan Mobley maintain that edge all game? Because if you watch that replay of game 1, Julius was bullying that kid on several possessions, bullying him. So you can't make up for that. You can play as intense you want, but if you don't have the size, and Mobley will get into his NBA fit, his NBA build as he matures and gets older. You can believe that. In a couple of years, he'll probably look like Giannis and be dominating everybody. But for now, Julius has the advantage. BX go switch Julius on Spider. That'll be good. Absolutely. So yeah, man, those were the keys for game 2. I'm very much excited about it. CP the Franchise here live in enemy territory in Cleveland, Ohio. You can catch me on all social media platforms at CP the Franchise. If you are in New York, if you are in the New York City area, the watch party for game 2 will be at the 4040 Club. We sold it out for game 1 on Saturday. The number 1 party in the city. Knicks fans all over the place, celebrities all over the place. It was incredible. And then after the game, you know where to go, man. YouTube.com/KnicksFanTV. Post-game live for highlights, analysis, and caller reactions. That is it for today's session. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Salute to Bleacher Report for having me. And we'll check back in next week. Knicks up 1-0. Let's make it 2 in a row. Let's go, man. Peace.